I thought I'd be healthier living in great. Living in Spain, I thought, come on, the Mediterranean diet. Okay, promise you won't gasp when I tell you this, but I gained 30 pounds, 13.5 kilos, over 2 stone after I moved to Spain. Was it because of the Mediterranean diet myth? I wouldn't say that. The Mediterranean diet is a great concept near the Mediterranean. Why I gained weight in Spain has some other parts to it. When I see people share their experiences of life in Spain, I tend to see three types. You have the expat life where they compare Spain to the US or whatever country they're from. And then there's the American in Spain content or wherever you're from in Spain content, where the creator usually is in a big city. And then they tend to compare the cost of living in Spain and other differences of living in Spain, as well as them learning Spanish. And there's also the person living in some rural part of Spain fixing up a ruin or an abandoned home. I haven't found a creator who's quite like me living in the countryside of Asturias, Spain. And I guess that's why my weight gain was so unexpected.
Ahora se me ven todas las ideas.
¿Viste? O les maldades.
¿Eh?
Now, this year, I plan to explore Asturias more like a tourist. That will have me doing a bit of hiking and exploring, and that's what's going to help me get a lot more steps in. And it should also support with my language infusion because it seemed the harder that I tried, the slower that my progress was. The more I tried, the less I understood the messages being conveyed. I've been thinking about how I really want to show up this year. Last year was completely derailed. This year, my husband has challenged me to pass the B2 level DELE exam, and that's the official international exam that certifies your level of Spanish as a foreign language by the Spanish government. The exam, it has 6 levels and 4 parts. The levels range from A1 or beginner to C2, which is near native mastery. You actually choose which level you'd like to test under. It's not like a placement test. A diploma from this test is what many jobs actually look for as proof of language proficiency. The DELE is divided into 4 parts. There's reading comprehension, listening comprehension, written expression, and oral expression. And that last one is where I see myself tripping up. So to improve my conversational skills in preparation for the DELE exam, I'm actually using Italki. Italki has kindly partnered with me on this video. Italki is an online language learning platform offering personalized one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers. And that way I can customize my learning and I can work at my own pace. And with Italki, I can practice Spanish, of course, but you can also talk in 150 different languages through real life scenarios with actual real people, not textbook conversations. You can find the right teacher for your level, for your goals, for whatever you're interested in. For me, it's a space where I can have a conversation without the pressure of performing well in front of other students. It allows me to make mistakes without feeling embarrassed.
El año pasado, okay, el año, el año pasado fuimos al Barcelona y Madrid. Madrid para un regalo de Navidad para mi hija y Barcelona fue un regalo para mi cumpleaños. Un billetes concierto de Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, sí, muy bien. Unas entradas para el concierto. Muy interesante. Y Kina, ¿tú qué prefieres, Barcelona o Madrid?
Barcelona.
Oh,
Yeah.
sí, ¿eh? ¿Por qué?
Madrid es muy, no tiene mar, no tiene viento, no tiene nada, es todos edificios y calor o
Total.
frío en invierno, pero en Barcelona tiene viento y la sal del mar y es más refresco.
Exacto, más refrescante. Sí.
Practicing with my italki teacher is helping me talk with mi suegra more confidently. Who have you wanted to talk to? Practice with your italki teacher, and you will finally be able to chat with your suegra, your abuela, or anyone else that you've always wanted to speak with in Spanish or any other language you've always wanted to speak. My teacher understands my needs and lets me know what to improve. Talking with a teacher one on one like this makes so much sense. The lessons can start with a trial and you can pay per lesson. You can fit it into your schedule and you don't have to worry about a commute, which can be a big point of friction for language learning. If you'd like to learn a new language or pass an exam or just feel confident using everyday Spanish, click the link below in the description. If you buy $10, you'll get $5 for free for your first lesson. Use my code Asturico. The discount is only available for the first 50 users, so hurry up and get it so you don't miss out. Just like with gaining weight here, I didn't expect to have to worry about electricity at home. Right now, Roberto and I are deeply involved in resolving a concern that we did not realize that we had until very recently. It turns out the grid doesn't provide enough voltage to our home. Yes, we have solar, so this doesn't impact us really 11 months out of the year. But the short winter days have left us very grid dependent over this last December. Every day, our power goes out 3 to 5 times, and even went out up to 10 times a day over the holidays when our town was full. Now that we're experiencing this, we've learned it's because our small town has many new houses, but the grid can't handle the additional load. It sounds like an inconvenience at most, but this lack of current has real consequences and they are negative. Even though our home is filled with low consumption appliances, because the electricity voltage is so low, the appliances have to draw more power. Think of it like a water hose. The pressure in the hose is like voltage, and the water flowing through it is like an electric current. In this situation, the water is flowing, but it's more like a dribble. So things like our old lamps accept the low pressure. Since most of our items in our home are newer, they actually need electricity. Since we can't open the faucet more, they actually use a stronger pump. It's the same hose, just more pressure on it. So we're using more amps, and that's why our power is constantly going out, because it jumps the circuit breaker. It also significantly raises our power bill. We were shocked, to say the least, to learn that our November power bill was over 250 euros, and December and January were both over 275 euros. And that is much more than we ever paid in Florida, which is wild. On top of that, low voltage is bad for our electronics. We've also learned that this isn't unique to our town. Small towns just like ours, which experienced depopulation but are now growing, are facing problems just like this. Thankfully, our home insurance company has the resources to handle this. Living in the countryside, I expected differences, but some things I was just not prepared for. I thought that living here, I would get much more fresh air and be more fit than I could ever be living in a city like Orlando. No one tells you that living in the countryside can make you gain weight because there are fewer sidewalks. Where I'm situated, I would take more strolls in my town if there were sidewalks in specific areas. Furthermore, the steep hills in my area are very much a challenge for me. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on this channel, but I do have a heart condition that makes walking steep hills very hard. We do go to town or to the city to get in our steps. Apparently 10 to 15 minutes on a mini trampoline is the equivalent of 10,000 steps. So that's what I've been doing on days when we don't get out. I think it's why my weight has actually leveled off because frankly, I won't be giving up my favorite Asturian foods like pote asturiano or chorizo a la sidra or quesadillas. Instead, I'll just focus on the portion sizes since here they're usually huge. I've become more mindful of not eating all of it, even though I want to, and no matter how much I want to. 1934. Oh, there's more. There's more than now. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 babies. Oh, they're so cute. I see so much cheese in the future. But it's pretty.
Very pretty.
Fancy, fancy. Church. That is so unique to here. Castillo.
You want to take it out?
No, I don't want to bother whoever lives in that house, which looks redone. I guess they took the quarters from the priest and sold them.
Beautiful. And they got a lot of old houses here.
Update, technicians took a look at the transformers in our Pueblo and the lines at our home, and there's good news and there's bad news. We're not getting enough voltage. And that's what I explained to you earlier. I'm not worried though. As I mentioned, we have solar, and the way our system is set up, it actually tracks the voltage into our home. And there were days over these past few months when the voltage into our house was 55 volts, when the minimum should be 220. If you're dealing with something like this too, I want you to tell me in the comments. I'd love to know your story. This isn't an experience that I want to have, but it's really a great lesson that teaches me how to navigate things better. Now, you'd think that my husband would be a pro since he's from here, but I want you to remember that he's been in the States with me, and before me, he was in Canada. We are learning all of this together. I really, truly hope you enjoyed today's video. I want you to take a look at this one if you're binging right now. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.